Here's what I'd like to see. The clip in the upper left plays on its own against black, and the other clips creep out from behind it into their final position. There are two things we need to do to set this up. First, go to the canvas, and in the View pop-up, make sure Image and Wireframe is checked. That way, whenever you select a clip in the timeline, it's highlighted in the canvas. Second, we need to organize our clips in the right track order. The clip in the upper left is going to be hiding our other clips, so it has to be on the top track. Drag it up and onto the background and release it to create a new track. The clip in the lower right is going to be the last one revealed, so let's put it on the bottom track. Select them all, and hit Option down arrow to drop them back down. Disable visibility on tracks 1 and 2, so we can focus on the clip in the lower left. Double-click on it, and open the Motion tab. We're going to animate the center parameter with keyframes in the Keyframe graph area. Just like we keyframed an audio effect in a previous lesson, keyframes are essential to using motion effects. So here's a quick recap. A keyframe is a value at a given point in time, and any parameter with a keyframe button beside it can change its value over time. And you need at least 2 keyframes to create a change, or animate the parameter. Let's start by setting keyframes for the center coordinates. Hit Shift-I to go to the clip's endpoint, and hit the Insert Keyframe button. Don't change the values yet, because we want to use them for the second keyframe, our destination. Hit Shift-right arrow twice to advance 2 seconds, and add another keyframe. The destination values don't need to change, so hit the previous keyframe button, or use the shortcut Option K. And think about what needs to happen. We want the lower clip to drop down from behind the upper one, so we're only changing the Y position. Up is negative, remember? So instead of 120, the Y value for the origin needs to be negative 120. When playback is paused and an animated clip is selected, a motion path overlay appears in the canvas. We'll talk more about that later. Let's just see how it plays. Good. Enable visibility for the next track down. Double-click on it. Hit Shift-I for the endpoint. Set a keyframe for the center parameter. Advance 2 seconds, and set another keyframe. Hit Option K for the previous keyframe, and change the X value to negative 180. Go back to the timeline, and play. Not bad. But let's stagger the reveal. I want the clip in the upper right to move a second later. Click in the keyframe graph area. Hit Command+ to zoom in, and hit Option K until you get back to the first keyframe. Hit Shift-right arrow to advance 1 second exactly, and the playhead will be like a temporary marker. Drag the first keyframe to the playhead position. Shift-right arrow twice to advance 2 seconds, and drag the second frame to this playhead position. Now play it back in the timeline. Good. I want the final clip to come out from behind the clip in the lower left. So, in the timeline, enable visibility on track 1. Select the clip, and type 2 period, and hit Return. Double-click to open it in the viewer. And one more time, Shift-I to go to the endpoint. Add a keyframe, advance 2 seconds, add another keyframe. Option K for the previous keyframe, and change the X value from 180 to negative 180. Hit Return. Trim the end of the clip on track 1. And play. We're in pretty good shape. I'd like more of a border around the whole group. Double-click the top clip and open the triangle beside Crop. In the left and top fields, add a crop of 6. Double-click the next clip Add a crop of 6 to the left and bottom. And here's something I want to fix. Can you see the white pixels underneath as it descends? Crop the right by 1 to make it go away. Now open the next clip down and crop the right and top by 6. Open the last one and crop the right and bottom by 6. Now hit play. We're almost there. We just have some messiness with the trailing edges when the clips are supposed to be hidden. Disable tracks 1 and 2. And find the frame where the top of the emerging clip is no longer visible. 4 frames in. And trim the clip to that point. Disable the track and enable track 2. Find the frame where it's clear on the left and trim the clip at 104. Enable all tracks and trim the first 4 frames from the clip on track 1. And we're done.